Tonight's mystery movie was what I predicted. It was Dead of Winter, starring Emma Thompson and Judy Greer. And there's other characters in this as well, but it's mainly these two that kind of, the movie really focuses on. So Emma Thomas's character, she plays Barb. She is this older lady that goes out in the middle of winter to this lake to go ice fishing. This is what her and her husband used to do. But as she heads to this lake, she ends up seeing something that she probably has no business seeing, but she can't help but jump into action and do something about it, because now this turns into, I gotta rescue this child that I just seen, that is in danger. And this movie is really wild because you have Barb here where she's really old. She obviously can't move as fast, but she's just kind of working off basic instincts and whatnot. And the people that she's kind of dealing with aren't trained like marksmen or any professionals, so they make the playing field pretty even. It does become a little silly and repetitive how there's a couple scenes where you see her going back to this cabin back and forth while they leave, and it just ends up just being a really emotional movie as it keeps going, as they kind of flash back to how her life was with her husband when they were younger, all the way up until they were old. It was really a heartfelt ending. It was actually pretty sad, to be honest, but I really give the movie that boost because they really went there. And yeah, some scenes and some certain situations you got to kind of suspend your disbelief just for the sake of the story and whatnot, but I feel like it works. And some aspects, as far as the person that she's trying to save, the whole story that's surrounding her, I was a little confused. I think the movie could have done better with describing or just explaining exactly that whole situation. But that aside, it was more so about her doing this courageous thing to help somebody else. And there were also parallels to the people that she was kind of going after or going against, as far as this husband and wife dynamic, because she's dealing with a couple that that could have been them at one point in their life, but they ended up kind of going a completely different direction with their life and what they decided to do. Overall, this was a solid watch. This comes out next week. This week actually, it's going to be a pretty packed week. You got the PTA movie coming out with Leonardo DiCaprio. You also have Eleanor the Great. That was last week's mystery movie. This week it was Dead of Winter. So you got two movies here that I definitely think that, depending on how it goes, I definitely think that this movie is going to completely go under the radar, and you'll probably see it on streaming. So if you do see it playing in the theater near you, maybe you want to do a double feature, or you're looking for something, a thriller to watch, I would recommend checking this out for yourself. I think it's entertaining enough. The performances are really good. I really like the ending. But if you get around to checking it out, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But until next time, I will see y'all in the next review. Peace.